Hi friends, welcome to this vlog. It has been a really long time since I have done a video, and I've honestly been trying to work on one for the last 2 weeks, and for various reasons it has not worked out in my favor. And so today I'm just gonna do like a one-day vlog. I'm gonna spend some time reading today, potentially doing some slow crafty things, doing some meal preppy things, just sort of like a reset, but I'm not labeling it that. I'm just gonna call it a chill day at home. I've had a rough week. Yesterday was a hard day and I need a recovery day, so that's what I'm doing. And I'm about to eat this lunch. It's like leftover chicken and some Greek vegetables and rice, and I'm going to watch probably someone else's YouTube video as I'm eating. But I'm excited to take you along, and I'm excited to read with you. I think that I am going to try to meal prep some breakfast because I'm in one of those weird phases where eggs are not appealing to me, and I usually am like a eggs every morning kind of person, but I think I need to meal prep some different things. I'm trying to work on some healing with food, with some health problems that I have going on. So I think I'm gonna make like a protein, like nourishing quinoa porridge type of thing. It's kind of gonna be like oatmeal except with quinoa and coconut milk and cinnamon and cardamom and all that kind of stuff. But I think it'd be nice to go ahead and make it, and then in the mornings I can just pull it out and throw some berries on it or something. We'll see. I will take you along. I got this cookbook on my Kindle. It was one of the daily deals for like $3, and it's like exactly what I needed, is to have recipes that were anti-inflammatory and all this kind of stuff, and all of the recipes look so good. So I'm gonna try making that, and I will take you along. This is very random, but I recently got this huge Owala. I've been a Stanley girl, and I don't know why it took me so long to get this, because this is better than Stanley. I do have this. This is dirty, so apologies, but I have this type of Stanley, and I do enjoy this one because it doesn't leak. But the one that I have, the huge one with the straw, I'm probably gonna get rid of it because I don't use it. I don't like that it spills everywhere. And this one still fits in my car's cup holder. So maybe that's just my car, but I think I'm sold on the Owala, and I really like the colors that this one came in. Like all of the parts are different colors, so something random. Also at Sprouts today, I got these dried chamomile flowers, and I'm gonna have chamomile tea tonight with it, probably with some like lavender and bergamot in there, and I'm very excited. I really have been wanting to drink more loose leaf tea. It's just like you get more benefits from the tea, and also the tea bags and sometimes how they package tea bags can have like mold and gross stuff in it. So I try to, when I can, get the loose leaf tea. And this is technically not even like meant for tea, but I am going to use it as tea. I'm very excited to try that out tonight. Also, something else random. That cookbook that I was talking about, I have it on my Kindle, and I am honestly love the cookbook on my Kindle. This might be my new thing. I might start like borrowing cookbooks from the library on Libby for my Kindle just to get recipe ideas. I have loved it. So I'm gonna look up this cardamom orange quinoa, or maybe it's the coconut cardamom rice pudding, but I'm gonna use quinoa instead. It's gonna be so good, and like gut health, protein. Is this thing even recording? The light's on, but okay, it is. You can't tell because there's no colors. It's gonna be protein rich, creamy, gut health, so many benefits from the cinnamon and the cardamom and all the spices that are gonna be in there. I'm so excited. I am sitting outside with Penelope. I'm sitting outside because it is lovely. I am going to set a timer, do my timer method. I'm going to try to read for an hour. And I am going to enjoy my iced coffee out here. I'm going to put potentially some music on. I might leave it quiet. But either way, it's a good day to lay outside in the sun, read a book. It is breezy and like 58 degrees, which is perfect for me. So let's read. Just realized I never set a timer, so I'm gonna do that. I am 52, not 52 minutes in, I'm 8 minutes in to a 1 hour timer. I'm on page 192 and I want to see what page I'm on when this timer goes off. So you guys are going to keep me accountable. It's probably been like 45 minutes later, but the timer is stopped at 29 minutes because I needed to stop and get a snack. So here we go. The last 30 minutes. I've read not very many pages. Might need to rethink what I'm reading. I've been the worst about keeping myself out of a slump. After I finished The Women, which I did not like. Might do some clips later sharing some books that I want to read this year that I'm excited about, and some books that I have recently read that I didn't like. I think I'm gonna do that. Something that I am realizing is that when I have moments where it's difficult for me to focus on my books, it always takes me so long to get into the reading, and so I feel like I don't get much done. But then towards the end of this timer, like the last 10 minutes or so, I've been like flipping pages and I'm super into it, don't want to stop. I don't know why that is, but it's about 4:15. I'm making some salmon bowls for dinner and I want to go marinate the salmon. So I'm gonna go get that ready and then I'm gonna read for a while longer until I have to actually cook dinner. So this is my update for now. I am on page 209. So I read 15-ish pages since I said I was gonna see how many pages I could read. 15 pages in an hour is very slow, but it's okay. I'm soaking in the story, and I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to have chamomile tea tonight. I'm going to take a shower and do like the everything shower. I'm going to make super yummy salmon bowls that I am so excited about. It's gonna be so good. And then right now I'm drinking an aloe vera cocktail. It's like aloe vera juice, some kombucha, some antioxidant juice blend from Aldi, and coconut water because I really need to get those minerals and electrolytes in. And this is just this is not necessarily bookish, but I do have health issues that I'm not going to go super into on here, but I do want to share things that I have been really enjoying as I'm on my healing journey, and how there's so much joy to be found in food and the things that we eat, and how food is literally healing to us if we eat it and use it the right way. It's something that I'm just really passionate about. So if you see little things like that on here, just know that's the heart of it, and it's just my life, and I'm wanting to document my reading, but also just my life in general, and for this channel to not feel super, like, I don't want it to feel like high production. I want it to feel like we're just FaceTiming and I'm telling you about my day. And so that's why I like to share about little things like this in my videos. So I'm gonna go marinate the salmon, and then I'm going to read for a little bit, and I might clean up my room because I want to kind of have a cozy night, do the everything shower I might do a mask, like a face mask tonight. I'm like breaking out pretty bad right now and I think my face just needs some help. Anyways, very rambly. I will talk to y'all in a minute. It is the next morning. I know I said this was going to be a one-day vlog, but today is going to be sort of an unintentional bookish day. I am about to leave to go get coffee with a friend, and then I'm going to my chiropractor appointment, and then I have some money left over on a gift card at my favorite local indie bookstore. Penelope. I'm just going to be doing a few fun things, and so I thought I would vlog today, take you along, and if I end up getting any books, there will probably be a book haul at the end of this. Hello friends, I am back home. I have a little book haul I'm going to do with you. I've got some herbal tea here. I thought we could just get cozy and talk about some books. I'm going to do a haul first, and let me give a disclaimer that my husband's office is behind this wall, so if you hear somebody talking, it's because of that. I'm not sure if the mic on this camera will pick it up or not, but I want to do a book haul, and I also want to talk about some books I'm excited to read this year and just some general reading thoughts with you. So let's do the haul first. So first I went to the indie bookstore that I love. I had a gift card, and so I got this book for free. I have never heard of it before until I saw it on the shelves, and it just sounded very interesting to me. It's called The Good Left Undone by Adriana Trigiani. I think that's what you say. Taylor Jenkins Reid blurbed it. Kristen Hanna has blurbed it. Ellen Hildebrand. This is a historical fiction novel. It looks like it's going to take place at the onset of World War II. Her journey takes her from the rocky shores of Marseille to the mystical beauty of Scotland to the dangers of wartime Liverpool. Italian Scott. So I'm assuming it's going to be somewhere in Italy, which will be interesting because I've not read World War II historical fiction in Italy, or at least more prominently in Italy. It sounds like this is going to be one of those things where the main character in present day is older and reflecting on secrets and things from her past. It says it's about a woman who was living during the onset of World War II in Italy, and it says 100 years later her daughter Matilda and granddaughter Anina face the same big questions about life and their family's legacy, while Matilda contemplates what is worth fighting for. But Matilda is running out of time, and the two timelines intersect and weave together in unexpected and heartbreaking ways that lead the family to shocking revelations and ultimately redemption. So it's sounding like it's going to be family saga / historical fiction, which sounds right up my alley. And I really enjoy the cover of this book. I like how the inside has this design, if my camera will focus. It has like a design on the pages, which is just kind of cool. So there's this. Now the books that I got at the used bookstore are also historical fiction. I got this, The Unknown Beloved by Amy Harmon. I recently read What the Wind Knows by this author, and I loved her writing so much, and I want to read more from her. And I've been wanting to get these books used because I could get them fairly cheap on Amazon, but this was $4.50. And I'm excited. It sounds like it's gonna be a murder mystery taking place in the 1920s and the 1940s. So that'll be an interesting element. It's not like traditional historical fiction. I'm excited about this. Next, I've got The Exiles by Christina Baker Klein. I have read The Orphan Train by this author and really enjoyed it, and I keep thinking about how I want to read more from this author. This is about when England was sending all their prisoners to Australia, and I think it's following a few different of the specific prisoners that were sent to Australia, thus called The Exiles. I am really excited to read about this. This is a time in history that I don't know incredibly much about, and so I'm excited to learn as I am reading this. And last, I got Through the Gates of Splendor by Elizabeth Elliot. Elizabeth Elliot was the wife of a husband who, along with a few of his other friends when they were on a mission trip, when was it? Was it Cambodia? Ecuador. So they're in Ecuador, and a local tribe basically mass murdered her husband and her friends' husbands as well, all of them that were there to minister to the people. And this is a story that I grew up learning about in school, and I am excited to read this. It's basically a memoir of that story. I've never read it as an adult, and this particular copy has pictures in it, and so I'm excited to learn. I'm excited to hear the story and to kind of have a different appreciation as an adult. Now I want to talk about a few books that I am really excited to read this year. If you look, this entire top shelf, except for these right here, so basically from here over, is my highly anticipated / really want to read in 2025. I am going to pull a handful of them and talk about them because I like seeing suggestions on here that are not the mainstream, and I don't typically love to read the mainstream stuff. So here are some of my non-mainstream suggestions / what I'm excited about. Wildchild by Tammy Borden. This is actually a indie author that I met on TikTok and have sort of befriended, and this is her writing a story about her mom. So it's a novel, but it's heavily based on true events and things. So Wildchild was her mother. Her mother grew up in Nazi Germany as a German who did not stand for what the Germans were doing, and it's a very different perspective than what we're used to hearing in historical fiction, and so I am really excited to read her mom's story and also to support an indie author. Another book I really want to read this year is The Hobbit by Tolkien. This copy in particular is so beautiful. I got a whole set of these with this amazing artwork. This is what the back looks like. I've never read these books for myself. I've obviously watched the movies. I am very excited to have read this as an adult, and when I could really appreciate it more than like if I had read it in high school perhaps. So this is definitely an exciting one. I don't read a lot of fantasy, but for some reason C.S. Lewis, J.R. Tolkien do not feel like fantasy to me because they're classics, so I'm really excited to read this. If you've watched any of my videos, you probably know that I am a Stephen King girly. I have recently read 11/22/63 by him. All of these books, I don't know if you can see them behind me, this stack, are all of my Stephen King books. And every time I read them, I just love him so much more. And so I really want to read The Stand, which is one of his most popular books. It is definitely a big chunk. This is over 1,000 pages long, and I really want to read it this year. This is probably going to be something where I read it chunks at a time and then read other books in between, but regardless, I'm very excited to read this, and if I read no other books by this author this year except for this one, that's okay with me. This is a book that was gifted to me as a book fairy. I don't know if that's a term here on BookTube, but on BookTok, book fairy is when you go to somebody's wish list and anonymously or not anonymously send them a book from their wish list, and my friend sent me this, The Lion Women of Tehran. This is a historical fiction novel. Takes place in the 1950s. I am just excited to read this because it is taking place during a time in a place that I have not read a ton about, and so I'm excited to learn. And not to mention the cover is so beautiful in this one. One of my favorite mystery authors is Richard Osman, who wrote the Thursday Murder Club series. Currently there are 4 books out. I believe he's taking a pause, or it could also be a complete series. I am not entirely sure. I don't think he's said yet. But they center around these people who live in a retirement community who are ex-cops and all this kind of stuff, and they solve murders, and it's hilarious and heartwarming and all the things in between. But he wrote a new book called We Solve Murders. I believe it came out at the end of the year last year, and I don't really know much about it other than I think it does follow an older gentleman. It's gonna be the classic Richard Osman writing that we all love, and I'm excited to read it. These are the 4 classics that I would like to read this year. We've got Little Women. I have never ever read it, and I am so shocked that I haven't, but I just know I'm gonna love it. Then Persuasion by Jane Austen. I read Pride and Prejudice a year ago, and it was my first Jane Austen, and I fell in love with it, so I'm excited to read her again. Then we've got Far From the Maddening Crowd by Thomas Hardy. I do not know very much about this, but I'm excited to read it, and I've heard people love this one. And then we have Of Mice and Men by Steinbeck. I've never read Steinbeck either. This is gonna be my first one, which I think will help since it is a bit shorter. So I'm hoping to get to these classics this year. I think that this is going to end this vlog. I had a lot of fun taking you along for the few days that I did this, and I am excited to share more of my reading life and my reading journey with you. And I hope that you walked away just inspired and maybe got some book recommendations. So thank you for watching. I am just excited to share in a more intimate and authentic way what being a busy person with real life issues can do as far as a reading life goes. So I'm gonna end this here. I will see you guys next time. Bye, friends.